everyone. This is November the 3rd, 2020, and I thought it might be fun to have something to listen to while you work in your home. And I don't have comments on the YouTube channel, but you can go over to the link that I provide where I post everything and see some other things and see my blog roll and visit around and leave a comment there if you like. And today I have 3 things to talk about and for the homemaker. And one is the appearance, the other is the home life, and the other is dealing with people, certain thoughts. And I am including in this dressing a few other things that I have talked about before, such as health and exercise, and anything as in anything. Anything I say, take it or leave it. It's just my opinion and based on my experience, and also based on my freedom of speech and my ability to express my own opinion, which I think is only fair to everybody. So we start out with our appearance, and the first thing that you want to do is think about this, because this is the start of your day, is your appearance. You're getting ready for something, and you're saying something about the way you're dressing that leaves a message that something is important about being alive today. Something's incredible about having a day. And so getting dressed is so essential. If you haven't done it yet, hang up, call me back later, and go and get ready. And treat every day as though it is a special day, because the clothing that you wear and the way you fix your hair and your face is also an expression of gratitude to God and your humanness. It shows your humanity. And one of the things that a totalitarian government will sometimes do is put uniforms on everybody so that they're all the same. And so when we are at home, we still have the ability to make choices about what we wear. And if you're not working outside the home, you don't have to wear a uniform. And you can decide what kind of clothes make you the happiest. And no one's going to make fun of you because you won't have this large peer group out there. And so dressing up it makes it a special day. And I think today especially is a special observation of our land, of the appreciation we have for our land and for the country that God has given us. And I know I've been criticized a lot for loving my country and for being very patriotic, but I believe as I read through the Bible that God expected it of nations, and especially his special nation that he brought up from the land of Egypt, the Hebrews. He expected them to be very, in a sense, patriotic, and they had their rules and their rituals and there are special days and there are special holidays. And today, although it's not a holiday from work and the traffic is as busy as ever around here, even on farmland, going by on the farm roads, as noisy as can be with all the tractors and everything. And it's not a holiday, but everyone has taken time off to go and vote. And even if your guy doesn't win, I would really like to suggest to you that you dress up and create a special meal or something special as a special time in observation, just observation of it. And I'm sure that God will honor us for being respectful, at least. And you know, I have waited a long time to find the government that I like, and I always try to vote for the ones that best represent my beliefs. And although they might not be all in line, entirely in line with my beliefs, but there's certain criteria like pro-life and other things that I would consider. And even if the person wasn't quite strong in some other areas that didn't matter to me as much, and even if they weren't of the same religion, I would still vote for the thing that mattered to me the most. So I think it's integral that you spend some time today or tonight or tomorrow in observation, and even if your guy doesn't win, to be respectful. And the last president, I didn't like the last 4 presidents, but my children in homeschool were never allowed to make fun of them. We were never allowed to go around protesting it for 4 years each time. We ignored it and we went on with our lives, and that's what we're going to do now. And on inaugural day, you know, it's in January, and if there's an inauguration any year, what I would suggest you do is get out some special clothes, and maybe not an inaugural gown, but just something that's really special, and go online and look for what the White House dinner is that day, and see what you can do to imitate it and have it on your table, and give yourself that little extra holiday, ladies. It doesn't hurt, and we always have to look for the good in people and to find the best in a situation, okay? That is so important, and you can't let yourself sink down into any kind of gloom, because we still have God, and we still have our lives, we still have our life at home, and to those that don't have a quote real home of their own, I think that help is on the way, and there's always hope to have it. Now, I've lived in Manses all my life. That's the preacher's home that's right next to the church building, and they've fallen out of favor over the years because it was finally discovered that preachers wanted to have their own homes so that they would build up equity and be able to sell them and have some kind of security, which is a great thing, because I just don't see any advantage to living in a preacher's home unless you're able to put aside a large chunk of money for your own home for the future, which we were never able to do. However, I've always had this idea of a dream home, you know, the Victorian up house with 2 stories and the balconies and the wraparound porches and all those wonderful things. So what I did is I decided, well, okay, I am just going to make it my own, and I will paint it, and I will fill it full of the lovely things that's spoken of in Proverbs, you know, by wisdom the house is built, and by knowledge it's filled with all beautiful things, and by understanding it is established. I believe that was Proverbs 17:1 or something like that. I can't quite remember. But I decided, all right, I'll just make it my own. I will make it my own house. And wherever we moved, whatever house we lived in, even though it was not our own, I planted the furniture in the same direction, and I arranged everything so it was very familiar. The colors, everything was the same, and so that the children always felt at home, because where we went, our things went with us, and we made our dwelling place our own. Someday, of course, I hope to have my own place, but in the meantime, those of you who aren't living in the situation that you dream of, you can make your dreams portable. You can pack them around with you and create what you want in your dwelling place. So I was very surprised. I have been talking to you about how I decided to use this time where most people felt that they had been shut down, or that they're limited in where they go, and I decided I was going to use it as a time to do some things that I had not been able to do because I'm out so much. I think most homemakers would agree with me when I say that it was a constant frustration always having to get in that car and go out and go somewhere for some needed thing, or some errand, or something that needed to be done, even, you know, to have your car serviced and that sort of thing. It was just very time consuming. Well, I have been home since July the 7th, and I have not strayed from this property, and I have seen how it has helped me. I wouldn't say that everyone would want to do this, and I would not suggest you do it unless you want to, but I found out that I could get away with it during this time because everyone thinks it's because, you know, of the social situation and the health situation and the political situation. I thought, I'm just going to finally realize my dream of staying home 1 year and seeing I want to see what it would be like. I've always admired these people who have gone away for a year to study or to do art or to write, and they've gone away somewhere and deliberately stayed away from all the commotion of town. And I always wanted to know what that was like. Well, one of the things I decided to do a couple of things, and one was, because we're in the internet era, I was really going to finally be able to settle down and have the time to go and look for some things to do that I loved. And one of them I accidentally discovered was the exercises. The other one was art, and I'm taking an art class through an artist that's well known. And the thing that has helped me the most, the exercise I discovered by accident because I had felt a pain in one of my legs, and it was stiff and I couldn't move it. And of course, you know, that could just be from inactivity. So I decided I would look for an exercise, and I found this lady named Fabulous 50s, and she's, I think, in Australia, and she has a few where you just sit on a chair and you lean to one side, you touch your toes, you lean back and you hold the chair and you do the various things. And do you know, after just a few days of these stretch exercises, I no longer had any stiffness in my legs. And it also did something to my mind. It freed up this restriction that I had on myself, that certain things could not be done. And I was always tired, and I was always saving my energy for something that needed to be done more urgently. And I would leave things until the next morning, and I don't have any more energy, but I have a little more strength. And that's what's important. And so I surprised myself, because this morning I got up and I just kind of was sleepily going into the kitchen, and I still had my robe on, and I thought, well, you know, I will check the dryer. That's always the first thing I do, is check the dryer and pull the clothes out that I had put in the night before. And it was empty, and I looked, and they were all folded and put away. And then I remembered I did it. I just stayed a little bit later and did it. And then I thought, well, I'll unload the dishwasher. So I opened the dishwasher, and it was empty. And I surprised myself that I had just gone the extra mile than the day before and unloaded it all. And it made me so happy, because it freed up my morning where my energy is at the highest and where I could do something else that I liked doing. And another thing that it helped me with, the exercises, are I surprised myself also, because yesterday I dropped something and it rolled under one of the pieces of furniture, the chair, this big oversized chair. And I got down on my knees to get it, because I couldn't finagle anything else to get it out. So I had to put my arm under there and get it. And I thought, uh-oh, I won't be able to get back up. That's happened to me before. And then someone's had to reach down and grab my hand and help me up. I was able to pull myself up. And I didn't even feel any strain or anything. So a lot of these exercises, I think, are so much more effective these days, especially for me, is because these people that are instructional are familiar with how the body works and how to make the core of the body strong, because then you can make your limbs stronger. And so I really have benefited from this, and it's also made me a little sharper mentally. It's like it unglued some of the stuck thinking that I had. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about regarding that is that I used to get, you have heard me scold some of you that are overseas for questioning the way America runs its country. And yes, I am rather irritated, especially if it's very heavily critical and I can't do anything about it. But I was watching this guy named, goodness, I've already forgotten who he was. I thought I had written it down here. Let me just check and see. And he was on YouTube, and he has quite a channel, and he is in Finland, and he often does live stream and walks and talks while he goes through a little park or a city in Finland, and he has lots of friends in America. And today I was listening to him, and he was telling why Election Day in America was so important to him, because whatever the decisions the Americans made would truly affect the rest of the world in so many ways, and how much they depended on us to stay with God and country and with decency and with pro-life and with things that prosperity and avoid war and that sort of thing. And he was saying how important that was to them. And so now I guess I finally get it, that it's really important that that's why they want to say something about it, and that's why they want to influence us to make proper decisions. Another thing that occurred to me while I was thinking about what this man was saying, and I will leave his I will leave his link there to his videos. He's very interesting. Was that one of the reasons it's so hard for the Europeans and the Australians and the Africans and Asians to understand Americans and for us to understand them is the one major difference between most of these countries and the U.S. is that Americans have never considered themselves subjects of any queen, any government, anything. Our government is subject to us. We are the king, we are the boss, and our government is our servant, and we hire them to take care of things in all different categories. But overseas, they are more susceptible, I think, to some types of government because they already feel that they are subjects. They are subjects of a queen, or they're subjects of a king, or they're subjects of a certain government. We have never, ever been subjects of a government, and that was made quite clear in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, the Federalist Papers before that, and many other speeches by presidents, past presidents. The president, in fact, is our servant. He does our bidding, and he fights for us. And so what we want to do is pray for him and support him because we know that he is going to hold us up. He is going to take care of us and put in the policies that will protect us and protect our religion. Now, there are some people who believe that religion can survive, Christianity can survive under a totalitarian government, under a socialist government, and under a communist government, that it's all in the heart, so it can survive. But that is not true, because a true Christian religion is a very active one. We are quite outspoken with our beliefs, and it's about the soul. It's about converting the soul. And I used to remember that scripture. I don't remember it anymore. I have to exercise some more and clear up my mind. And it was, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. And so we want to encourage people to read the Bible, the law of the Lord. That's what we're subject to. We're not subjects of a commonwealth or a queen or any other type of or globalism. We will not be subjects of globalism. And so what I was saying about this is that Christianity cannot just exist quietly inside of yourself without it showing up in some way. It will show up in the way you keep house, the way you dress, the way you speak, your countenance. And I told you that these totalitarian governments and communists and socialists in our state, in our country, that exist in our country, are very narcissistic. And narcissists are not happy unless they have wiped the smile off of somebody else's face, unless they've made someone else unhappy. So your Christianity is going to be manifested in your personality and in your life, just everyday little things. And when they find out what makes you happy, they will take it away from you. Now, let's say that you like a certain type of food, or maybe you're an avid coffee or tea drinker. They'll figure out a way to take that away from you and make you very miserable. So the reason that some people succumb so easily to these governments that take away your freedom is that they already think that they are subjects of a certain person. But we know that we're only subjects of the Lord. And one of the things that I have found out while I have been home so much, now I'm not in the house all the time, and I do have acreage to take care of and to walk around on, and there are other things. There's a church building. I have to go over there and do things over there sometimes. And one of the things that I have thought about was, what is it that attracts me to, and I'm not setting up an opinion for you here, you understand, but what is it that attracts me to wanting to go somewhere else, to go out? Well, when I think of my favorite places, I think of they're well lit, they have good scents or smells, they have great colors, and they have a variety, and they have a newness to them. Or, if I like the antique stores, it's the arrangement. So these are the stimulants that that invite us to these places. And so I thought to myself, okay, now that I've been home for 5 months now, I need to put those elements more in my home, because those are the things that sparkle and that draw me in. And so, you know, you walk into one store and all the things that are for sale are dishes and pots and pans, and they all have a brand new shine to them.